In this video, I want to show you how to create this quick and sustainable gift bag for your presents. The Christmas it's coming, and I think it's a good idea to create your own sustainable gift wraps and gift bags for all the gift giving that's gonna happen during Christmas. I like this idea because those gift wraps can be reused, or then could serve as a cute storage pouch for jewelry item or any small viable items that you want to keep nice and clean. This is a good sustainable alternative to paper wrapping and paper bags, and I think actually that will save you money because you can purchase a yard of fabric for $5 and create a lot of those little gift bags out of it, instead of just purchasing single paper bags that can cost several dollars each. This project doesn't involve much material, so as you can imagine, we will just need a small cut of woolen fabric of any quilting cotton. I'm using this beautiful rose gold shimmering fabric that I think it's really suitable for Christmas. This cut it's 4 by 12, so it's a 4 inches in width and 12 inches long. You can obviously customize the size to the gift that you're going to be creating the wrap for. I would recommend to add at least 2 inches on the side to the size of your gift, and at least 3 inches on top. And those measurements should be even larger if your gift is really three-dimensional, like a ball or something that is really a 3D object. To close our gift bag, we're going to be using a ribbon. I'm just cutting the ribbon to be about 3 times in length of the width of my fabric cut, and that should be long enough. So if my fabric is 4 inches in width, I'm gonna cut 12 inches ribbon, and I'm using this 1/4 ribbon because I'm gonna be actually threading the ribbon through the fabric, and that's totally doable if you use this 1/4 width ribbon. So to get us started, we're gonna prep our top of our bag to create this cute little ruffles. So you're gonna need a pressing mat. So to create the top of our bag, we're gonna use iron, and first we're gonna fold the short edges of the fabric 1/4 of an inch wrong sides together and press. After you have your tops pressed with the 1/4 of an inch fold, you're gonna fold it again by 3/4 of an inch and press again. When you have that pressed on both sides, you're gonna take it to the machine and you're gonna sew along the folded edge with the 1/8 of an inch seam allowance and 2.5 stitch length. You're gonna sew on both sides. Now that your folds are sewn on both sides, you're gonna place your fabric wrong sides together, making sure you align the tops. You can press it and secure it with pins or clips. When you have your fabric prep like this, you're gonna take it to the machine and you're gonna sew along those two edges with the 1/4 of an inch seam allowance and 2.5 stitch length, and make sure you're gonna back stitch on the beginning and on the end of the seam. After you sew the sides of your bag on the right side, you can trim the seam allowances so they are nice and straight, as we're gonna encase them into the French seam. So you want to make sure that they are nice and straight and as small as possible. So I would do about 1/8 of an inch, making sure you're not cutting the stitch line. After you trim your seam allowances, you're gonna turn the project wrong side out. Push the corners out. Make sure your seams are nicely rolled out, so the seam line is pushed out. Now you're gonna press it. And when you have this nicely pressed, you're gonna take it back to the machine and you're gonna sew along those two edges with the 1/4 of an inch seam allowance and 2.5 stitch length to enclose our row edges. Now that your project is sewn, you're gonna turn your back right side out. Make sure you go capture the row edges of the first seam inside your French seam. Mine is looking good. I'm gonna press my project again. After I pressed my bag, now the last thing to finish up my gift bag is to add my ribbon closure. So I have my piece of ribbon prepped. I cut it under an angle and I used a lighter to melt the row edges so it doesn't fray. I'm gonna use just a large eye needle to thread my ribbon with. So I'm just gonna put the ribbon on my needle, find the middle of my gift bag and start just a simple running stitch all around the back, just below my stitches. So I want to be about 1/4 of an inch below the stitching of the folded top edge, and just go around with the running or basing stitch. Make sure you leave an end here to tie it up and just go around. You want to make sure that your last stitch will come out on the front of your bag. You can just adjust the ribbon so it's equal on both ends. And now you can just pack your gift. I'm just gonna use my measuring tape. Pull on the ribbon to create a nice ruffle effect. Tie a nice bow. And your project is completed. I hope you find this video helpful and you're gonna create your own gift wraps this Christmas. If you do, please share your creation with me on the social media. The links to my Facebook group and Instagram account are in the description box below. Thanks for watching.